Derbyshire again showed their promotion credentials as their captain Wayne Madsen scored 100 on a good batting day for the county on the first day of their latest LV County Championship match at home to Gloucestershire. Madsen won the toss and batted and was soon in at number 3 after Paul Borrington edged his 5th ball off Will Gidman into the hands of Kane Williamson. Gidman, making another strong start to the season, also thought he had Madsen out before he'd really got going. Peter Willey kept his hands behind his back though. Derbyshire have started this season in an encouraging fashion and have been helped by some solid hitting at the top of the order from Martin Guptill. Playing the way he does, he will offer chances, and he was out here with a thin bottom edge as he tried to pull James Fuller into next week. Guptill was out for 30, made out of his side's 38 runs on the board at the time, so it was a case of starting again for Derbyshire's batsman, who had some fortune when Wes Durston was spilled at first slip. That proved to be a big miss as Durston responded by going on the attack. He hit Paul Mottle for 3 successive boundaries as Derbyshire again batted with some freedom, a characteristic of their play so far this summer. Madsen took a little longer to get going. He is his side's more patient top-order batsman, but hadn't passed 25 for his county so far. Still, he wasn't going to miss out on anything which was dropped in short and wide by the Gloucestershire bowlers. He was badly missed on 28, and then shortly after lunch, Durston eased to his half-century. That was his 7th 4 from the 88 balls he'd faced, and everyone must have hurt Gloucestershire after his earlier let-off. The visitors really needed Durston out now. As his innings progressed, he looked better and better and was beginning to deal mostly in boundaries, dominating a 3rd wicket stand of 100 with his captain. So he will have been bitterly disappointed to give his wicket away on 68, mistiming a shot off Ed Young, which he drilled into the hands of Will Gidman at mid-on. Not that his dismissal slowed anything down for the home side. Dan Redfern looks a confident player after starting this season with his maiden ton, and that confidence was fully in evidence here. Hamish Marshall, deputising for Alex Gidman, who pulled out before the start with a back injury, swapped his bowlers around, but Madsen stood firm against them all. And he eventually reached his own 50 from his 106th delivery, an innings containing 6 fours. Redfern had come to the crease 38 overs later than Madsen, but within 20 minutes of his partner getting to 50, he also got there. Redfern's had occupied only 58 deliveries. A second successive 100 partnership for the side was put on by this pair, and Madsen was kicking on nicely as he took his side close to tee, very well placed indeed. Before they got there though, Redfern on 55 could hardly believe it when he drove a loosener from the returning New Zealand star Williamson straight to Young. Now all eyes turned to Madsen after the break. A late cut to the 3rd man boundary took him to within 1 run of his fine 100, but he was then stuck on 99 for the next 20 balls that he faced. At last, with heart pumping, he sprinted to the non-striker's end to at least reach 3 figures from 183 deliveries. He'd hit 13 of those for 4. He deserved the plaudits for a hard-working knock which gave him his first ton for nearly a year. Yet 3 balls later he was out, driving over a delivery from Fuller to go for 101, although he had led his side to a very decent 282 for 5 with a new ball soon due. Ross Whiteley tried to make the most of the old cherry and the part-time medium pacers of Benny Howell. But it was Howell who had the last laugh as, with the final delivery before the new ball was due, he had David Wainwright caught at slip by Chris Dent. It was Howell's maiden first-class wicket. Derbyshire have already shown this season they have the ability to bat some way down their order, and with Whiteley now joined by John Clare, the 300 was brought up and the runs continued to come from both men at the crease. Whiteley is becoming accustomed to scoring some very handy runs, and this innings was no different, as he pulled Ian Saxelby for a 6. Saxelby soon had his revenge, however, as Whiteley drilled a drive to Fuller in the covers to depart for 40 at 327 for 7. 4 balls later, and he was joined back in the hutch by Tom Poynton, who was legged before to a Saxelby nip backer. Derbyshire, though, still pressed on, and with Tony Palladino playing his shots, a 4th batting bonus point was brought up. Palladino fell just before the close, bowled off the inside edge by Fuller, but the home side will still be pleased with their total at the end of an entertaining first day. With Clare still there on 31, Derbyshire will resume on the second morning on 362 for 9, with Gloucestershire hoping that the last wicket partnership with Tim Groenewald doesn't frustrate them for long.